Julie, you can look right at me. First question, when you made, your announcement about your plan with detainees last week, did you ever expect a reaction or pushback from the governor?
No, I didn't. My decision it wasn't the first in the country to be made, quite frankly. It's nothing new. Sheriffs for all over the country have been grappling with the same issue of, honoring detainers. The reality is it's not an order, it's a request. And federal law or federal court cases have suggested that by honoring these requests, if the immigration case against an individual is not approved, then in essence we're holding somebody and falsely imprisoning them when they could have been released.
How long did it take you to come to that decision?
Well, I studied this for about 6 months. I wanted to make sure, number one, that we were on solid ground, but secondly, I knew that the National Sheriff's Association was working with Homeland Security to try to resolve this particular issue. There's a small number of arrests that are actually done through detainer. And that's usually the arrests where a local police department's brought somebody in for a relatively minor case and that they're going to get bailed out within a 24 to 48 hour period. So this gives them time to put their case together.
You said you didn't find out till late in the day, and actually organizations like us are the ones who actually alerted you to the governor's statements this morning. Just curious, your reaction when you found out that he's kind of threatening to fire you, essentially.
Well, it was like, oh, what's going on? Because I had a list of media representatives to get in touch with, and I had heard just that the governor was making threats that he was going to replace a sheriff, namely me, and maybe another sheriff. So, I kind of thought that was all over, and maybe we're moving towards working with ICE to try to find a way that I can accomplish what they need to do, but also insulate the sheriff's office and the taxpayers from potentially being civilly liable for violating somebody's constitutional rights.
Do you fear for your job?
I don't. I feel like I'm doing my job. There are decisions I have to make on a day-to-day basis that are sometimes not really nice. They're hard to do, but I have to do it with the idea that I'm enforcing the law. And enforcing the law sometimes means not necessarily enforcing a law that is violating somebody's constitutional rights. In this particular case, I have to follow the law. The Constitution says everybody, and a lot of people believe that anybody from not in this country does not have any constitutional rights. Well, once they step foot in the United States, they do have constitutional rights, and it's up to law enforcement and everybody else to make sure that they're not tromped on.
Anything I didn't ask you that you want to say?
I don't think so.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
That was easy.